3 weeks. That's all it took. 3 excruciating, soul-draining weeks that dismantled Prince Harry's reality piece by piece. What began as a simple longing to feel chosen twisted into a dark, spiraling truth that clawed its way out from beneath the polished surface of high society glamour. And at the heart of that unfolding storm, Meghan Markle. It started with a picture, that Croatia yacht photo the internet refused to let die. 3 weeks had passed since the images erupted online like an explosion, yet Harry couldn't escape them. He'd stare at the screen for hours, zooming in, zooming out, shutting his laptop only to open it again minutes later as if something inside him refused to rest. The image taunted him, like it held a hidden message just beyond reach. Then one night, his pulse stopped cold. His eyes caught a detail he'd never registered before. On the edge of the yacht's deck, almost swallowed by shadow, sat a simple navy blue canvas bag. Not designer, not ostentatious, but the gold-stitched letters across the front sent a violent jolt down his spine. Soho House. Harry went rigid. That name wasn't just a label. It was an empire. Meghan's world, her network, the secret playground of the wealthy, the influential, the gatekeepers of opportunity. Every chance meeting, every perfectly timed connection, every whisper that nudged her career forward, all traced back there. Suddenly, patterns he'd ignored lit up like warning signals. This wasn't coincidence. It never had been. Harry's breath caught in his throat. There was no chance he'd sleep now. Not with the truth, but what stared back at him now shattered that harmless image into dust. Marcus wasn't hovering around the edges of high society. He was the machinery running it. Buried blog posts, forgotten tabloids, snapshots from long-defunct magazines, all told the same disturbing story. Marcus Anderson wasn't some creative advisor. He was a gatekeeper to the powerful. A man who paired rising starlets with industry giants, who connected models to moguls, who placed dreamers in front of the very people who could rewrite their destinies. He didn't attend parties. He engineered them. Harry slumped back, pulse thundering in his ears. How had he missed this? Marcus was always present, at dinners, at events, even at the wedding, perched in the front row like he had a deeper claim to the moment than anyone else. Whispering in corners, watching everything, lingering like a shadow. But what if he wasn't just a companion? What if he was the one managing Meghan's trajectory all along? Driven by a surge of dread, Harry opened another link, an ancient Toronto social archive. The next 6 hours dissolved into nothing. The deeper he dug, the more suffocating the truth became. Marcus and Meghan, appearing together at charity galas, yacht soirees, late-night gatherings, whispered about private events. Meghan hadn't simply drifted into the Soho House orbit. She had been shaped by it. Yet a stubborn part of Harry clung to denial. Maybe it was coincidence. Maybe overlapping timelines meant nothing. Maybe he was seeing patterns where there were none. He needed to believe the woman he'd given his heart to was simply misunderstood, not manufactured. But then came the call that rewired his entire world. Past midnight, with Meghan asleep upstairs, Harry scrolled to a number he'd avoided for years and pressed dial. A former insider, someone who had escaped that polished, rumor-drenched universe, and never looked back. The man's voice was steady, but what he said sliced straight through Harry. Marcus Anderson isn't running a fancy clubhouse, Harry, he murmured. What he oversees, we used to call a finishing school. Not for grace. For opportunity. Harry's breath stalled. He searches for women with drive. The voice continued. Women hungry to rise. Then he teaches them how to move, how to speak, how to slip seamlessly into the world of power. He brings them through Soho House, introduces them to the men who can rewrite their futures. He isn't just well-connected, he's calculated. Harry went still as stone. Marcus wasn't a social charmer. He was a gatekeeper to a veiled system pulsing beneath the surface. And Meghan? Harry whispered. The answer felt like a blow. She was one of the ones he prepared, the insider said. Marcus has access to every exclusive list, every private itinerary, every event the public never hears about. He knows exactly who will be where, and he places his women like chess pieces. They meet the right people. At the perfect moment. Nothing is chance. Harry's pulse thundered as old memories slammed back into focus. Marcus at the polo match in 2013. Marcus lingering at charity galas in 2014. Marcus showing up at London after-parties Harry thought he'd stumbled into by accident. He was always there, hovering, observing, nudging pieces into place. Then came the line that detonated everything. Marcus doesn't introduce people. Harry, he positions them. The words ricocheted through his skull. Suddenly, threads he'd spent years ignoring twisted together into a pattern he wished he'd never noticed. Meghan's glamorous lifestyle before she ever stepped near a palace. European trips, sleek designer outfits, luxury hotel stays, elite memberships. Harry knew exactly what she earned on suits. The math had never made sense, so he made another call, this time to someone still embedded inside Soho House, Toronto. And what he heard chilled him so violently, he had to grip the edge of the table. Meghan's membership wasn't discounted, not partially covered. It was entirely comped for 5 straight years. When Harry demanded to know who had covered it, the silence on the other end felt suffocating. Then a single hushed response finally slipped through. Marcus arranges that. Certain women get ushered in, sometimes through corporate accounts, sometimes through unnamed benefactors. Nobody asks questions. That's when the dread truly settled in. Someone had bankrolled Meghan's ascent, her evolution from a mid-level TV actress into a polished figure welcomed in elite circles. Harry grabbed a pen and scribbled numbers with trembling hands. Flights, wardrobe styling, hair, hotels, memberships, yacht weekends. The total cracked over $70,000 a year, far beyond anything Meghan could have afforded alone. And once that invisible trail of money appeared in his mind, glowing like neon, he couldn't force it back into the dark. Now suspicion gnawed at him from the moment he woke until exhaustion dragged him to sleep. He needed answers, every last one. So one morning, he stepped into his office, opened a drawer he hadn't touched since the wedding, and pulled out the master guest list. 600 names. He'd never analyzed her side before. He had trusted her completely. But this time, he read with new eyes, and what he found buckled him. Marcus Anderson, Jessica Mulroney, Misha Nanu, Serena Williams. Executives, influencers, tastemakers. Nearly every name from her circle linked back, somehow, someway, to the same glossy social world he'd been trying to ignore. Out of 200 guests on her side, more than 60 carried connections that suddenly felt too coordinated to dismiss. Harry grabbed a highlighter and began marking, one swipe after another, his hand trembling as the page flooded with fluorescent lines. This wasn't the warm tapestry of friends he once imagined. It looked like an ecosystem. Then his gaze drifted to a photograph from the reception. Marcus standing beside 4 high-profile club executives, all raising champagne flutes with the satisfied smiles of people sealing a milestone. And in an instant, something inside Harry cracked open. His wedding hadn't been a simple celebration of love. It felt, at least in his spiraling mind, like a gathering point, a culminating moment for forces he had never noticed moving beside him. From that night forward, Harry barely slept. Food lost its taste. Comfort became unreachable. He wandered through dim hallways until dawn, cross-checking names, timelines, photos, searching for patterns that only pulled him deeper into dread. And beneath every frantic thought lay a single terror he couldn't shake. That he might have stepped into a narrative crafted long before he realized he was even part of the cast. Harry's nights dissolved into endless stretches of suffocating quiet, each hour weighed down by the storm of discoveries pounding through his mind. The palace corridors that once felt like sanctuary now pressed in on him, shadows stretching longer, walls seeming to narrow with every step. His thoughts refused to settle. Those names, those links, those memories he once felt ownership of. But had they ever truly belonged to him? And then came the thing he had avoided more than anything else. Something so mundane, yet so devastating it nearly shattered him. The voicemails. He remembered them with startling clarity. William had called repeatedly before the engagement, leaving messages Harry refused to hear. He'd been too infatuated, too defensive, too determined to shelter the love story he believed in. But that night, something inside him broke. He opened his old phone archive, his hands shaking as he scrolled through a graveyard of forgotten recordings, reminders, and notes. Then he saw it, November 2017. He pressed play. William's voice drifted through the room, calm yet heavy, the tone of someone trying to shield a brother from stepping straight into disaster. "Harry, you need to listen to me," William began softly. "Security did some routine checks. She's been part of that social circle for a long time. Marcus has a certain reputation. You know how he positions people. She's been photographed with prominent figures since 2014. This doesn't look accidental. Just slow down. Look into things before you propose." Harry's lungs seized. The words slammed into him like a fist, echoing off the walls, off his memories, off everything he thought was unshakable. He played the message once, then again and again. Each replay carved deeper into him. William hadn't been envious. He hadn't been meddling. He hadn't been trying to tear them apart. He had been trying to shield him. Harry found 2 more voicemails buried beneath months of dust. In one, William said security noticed her appearing at private events linked to people within Harry's own charitable circles. In another, he gently warned that Marcus had connections to several figures Harry had trusted for years, and Harry had deleted them. Deleted them because suddenly every memory, every chance encounter, every charming smile, every moment that once felt serendipitous, replayed with a darker undertone. Had any of it been genuine? Or had he stepped unintentionally into someone else's strategy? A climb crafted step by step, gently guided by Marcus, admired by outsiders who saw not romance, but opportunity. Most nights, Harry lay awake, eyes fixed on the ceiling, that whisper echoing endlessly in his skull. He doesn't just introduce people, Harry, he positions them. And each time William's voice drifted back through his mind, those words scorched deeper, refusing to let him breathe. Harry replayed the message once, then again, then again. Each time the words hit harder, carving deeper into the parts of him he had spent years trying to protect. For the first time, he heard what he had never allowed himself to hear. William wasn't jealous. He wasn't interfering. He wasn't trying to wreck anything. He was trying to pull his brother back from a cliff Harry didn't even realize he was running toward. 2 more voicemails surfaced in the archive. In the first, William carefully explained that security had flagged Meghan's presence at several private events tied to Harry's own charity supporters. In the second, he mentioned that Marcus had links to people in Harry's inner circle, connections Harry had never questioned, never examined, never even noticed, and Harry had erased all of them. Deleted the warnings without listening, convinced every voice of concern was just another attempt to dim the happiness he thought he had finally found. Now, alone in the quiet of a room that felt colder than it ever had, the reality settled like ice inside his chest. The one person he had shut out was the one. That realization shattered him. Harry sat motionless for hours, staring blankly at the wall as tears slipped down his face, without a sound. The ache in his chest wasn't rage, not anymore. It was something deeper, something heavier, grief. Grief for the brother he had doubted. Grief for the warnings he had ignored. Grief for the life he thought he understood. Because now, every smile, every coincidence, every moment that once felt magical replayed with a different tone. A darker tone. A colder one. Was any of it genuine? Or had he been walking through a story shaped by expectations he never saw coming? Night after night, Harry lay awake, staring into the dark, hearing that one chilling line echo in his head. William's whisper, quiet but unforgettable. He doesn't just introduce people, Harry. He positions them. Those words, once dismissed, now burned through him like truth he wished he never uncovered.